Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making soft and fluffy krofne. This was a highly requested video, so I can't wait to show you guys the ingredients and how I make these krofne. So stay tuned. So I start off with my warm milk. I'm going to add my yeast to it. I use a quick rising yeast. It just saves a lot of time. I'm adding my sugar into the mix, and I'm just going to whisk that until everything is well combined, and I'm going to set it to the side. The rest of my ingredients I'm going to add on top of my flour, and I'm not going to mix it. So this is one of the most important parts of the recipe. Your yeast and milk mixture needs to look like this. It needs to be fluffy and doubled in size for us to proceed to the next step. Please make sure that you don't skip this part. I let my mixture rise for about 15 to 20 minutes. So after that's doubled in size, we're going to incorporate it with that flour and the rest of the ingredients, and we're just going to mix that until everything is well combined. At this point, I was so over the mixing, my hands were hurting, so please, if you have a mixer, use it. Looking at the dough, it looks very sticky, but know that you're at the right place. It should typically, if you're using your stand mixer, it should just be coming off of the side of the bowl, which is totally fine. We're now going to just flour up our countertop, and we're going to place that dough on top, and we're going to knead our dough. Make sure you have a really floured surface. This dough is super sticky, and then just clean off any of the dough that you have left on your fingers, and we're just going to knead this until we get a nice soft ball of dough. And this is what we're looking for. The dough has become well combined, and when I press down, it's very soft, it's not stiff. That's the consistency that we're looking for in our dough. I'm now just going to take my bowl. I haven't oiled it, it's just a plain bowl. I'm going to pat it down into the bowl, and then I'm just going to take some clear wrap, and I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to let this double in size. I had to step out of the house, and I knew I'd be gone for at least 3 to 4 hours, so I just put this in my fridge. If you're going to be at home just hanging out, you can just let this sit on the countertop for an hour or two until it's doubled. If you're not going to be using the dough right away, just put it in your fridge. It'll also double in the fridge. So when I got back, I took my dough out of the fridge. Keep in mind, if you are doing that method where you're going to put it in the fridge, you need to let the dough come back to room temperature. So your dough is going to take a little bit longer to rise after it gets out of the fridge. We're just going to roll this out. There's no signs behind it. Make it as thick or as thin as you'd like. I do recommend going a little bit thicker. I, on this video, did a little bit thin, and I just noticed that they weren't as fluffy as I'd like them. So it's an option if you want to go thin or thick. It's up to you how your family likes them. Use a lot of flour because this dough is very sticky. After I rolled it out, I'm just going to take my dough and I'm just going to cut it out. I'm just using a glass cup. I floured the surface right next to my dough so that I can place them on top, because like I said, guys, it is a very sticky dough, so you want to make sure that everything is floured. All of your surfaces are floured because they will stick to your countertop. Once I've used up all of that space, I'm going to roll this up back into a ball. You can roll it out again and then just keep doing the same process. Just remember to use that first batch first and then the second batch second. I'm just going to put this back in my bowl and I'm going to put it back in the fridge because it was like 7 o'clock at night. Once I've cut them out, I'm just going to take a light kitchen towel, nothing heavy, and I'm just going to place that on top, and I'm going to let this side rise for half an hour. After half an hour, I'm going to slowly turn them over to the other side, and another half an hour I'm going to let them rise. I learned this step and it really does make a difference by turning them over and letting them rise on the other side. It makes this beautiful ball with that opening center, perfect for filling them with Nutella, pudding, whatever you want to fill them with. So again, cover them back up another half an hour. After both sides have fluffed up, I'm just going to very lightly with a brush off any excess flour so that it doesn't fry up onto the krofne. Now comes the hard part, but if you guys follow these steps, I'm sure you're going to get the best results. What you're going to do is you're going to preheat your oil and you're going to place in the krofne, and as soon as you place in that last krofne, you're going to put a lid on top of that because you want them to puff up. Please do not overcrowd the pan. You guys see how big my pan is, and I'm only doing 3 at a time. You really want them to have a perfect surface around for them to fluff up. And please do not do anything, do not be on your phone. You need to pay attention to these krofne because they brown up so fast. So I'm just going to do this in batches of 3. I have a lined plate with some paper towels, and I'm going to place my fried up donuts on top of that paper towel. Please do not test them, do not open them up right away. They need to cool completely before you can eat them, before you can try them, because when you eat them hot, you're not going to get the same results as when they kind of cool off. So keep your hands away from the krofne. And this is the final result. So after 10 minutes, I stacked them on top of each other, and I'm just going to powder them up with some powdered sugar. I love this recipe because it's something that I can do ahead of time because I'm definitely not a morning person. So what I do is the night before, I will make the dough and I'll just cover it up, put it in my fridge and let it chill overnight. And then the next day I take it out, roll it, make sure it comes back to room temperature, and then fry up those donuts, and they're absolutely wonderful. I love these because they have that perfect hole in the center where I can fill it with Nutella, jam, jelly, whatever your family likes. They're perfect. They're a crowd pleaser. I'm sure you guys will love them too. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, comment below, tell me what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.